WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. A dogfighting ring busted in Pontotoc County early Sunday morning leads to the arrest of one person, and the search is on for 8 others.
Our Stephanie Poole joins us in the studio with more details on how investigators stumbled on what they are calling a gruesome scene.
Yes, this all happened in the Longview community. Investigators believe a possible gambling game was underway involving dog fights. Sadly, one of the dogs involved died as deputies were taking it to the veterinarian. And we want you to know and warn you, the images you're about to see could be disturbing.
This 8 box is the last thing Pontotoc County deputies thought they'd find when responding to a possible drug activity call. It's something Sheriff Leo Mass has never seen in his county.
First time we've ever had this.
Investigators stumbled on what they're calling a dog fighting ring. Once they got on the scene, Sheriff Leo Mass says the people there scattered.
Deputies arrived on the scene. A lot of people ran from the scene.
Except for one man, 30-year-old Jamie Dupree Holmes, whose bond is set at $5,000. Mass says the social gathering was taking place in possibly a gambling game, allowing those to place bets on what dog would win.
The people were, they were having a party. They seen where they got food and everything. They were eating and having a good time, you know, watching the dogs kill one another.
A black pit bull named Rainbow died suffering from injuries. The dog died on the car ride to Second Chance's Animal Rescue. Outside a generator, bottles of ketchup and food were present, along with the ring and strung up lights. The sheriff says this is a crime the county simply will not put up with.
It don't make any sense, you know, watching 2 animals kill themselves or kill one another.
Sheriff Mass says that more arrests are likely, and if you are suspicious of animal cruelty or abuse, call the nearest shelter or the police.
Meanwhile, a 12-year-old boy is fighting for his life after being mauled by a pack of dogs in Montgomery County. Family members of Aiden Green tell WCBI he was riding his bicycle Friday when the dogs chased him and pulled him off of the bike into a ditch. Someone driving by stopped and was able to scare the dogs away from little Aiden. He has bites all over his entire body. He is in ICU in a medically induced coma at a Jackson hospital. Our Quentin Smith will have more on this story tonight on WCBI News at 10 and News at 9.
A man is sentenced to 12 years in prison for a Noxubee County assault and escape. Jamie Welch will spend 10 years in prison for aggravated assault. He pleaded guilty to beating a man, leaving the victim paralyzed. Welch is one of 5 people arrested in the August 2015 assault of Charles Womack. Welch was also ordered to spend 2 years in jail for an escape earlier this year. He escaped with another inmate on January 20th. He was back in jail 6 days later.
An Ackerman woman is accused of striking a Starkville police officer this weekend. 31-year-old LaTanya Brown is charged with simple assault on a law enforcement officer and domestic violence. Police were called to the Rolling Hills Apartments on Garrard Road east to a reported assault Saturday. During Brown's arrest, police say she reportedly hit an officer tried to resist arrest. Brown is in the Ottawa County Jail.
Tupelo police hope surveillance video will help them catch the burglar who broke into a cell phone business last week. Look at this video. This is from inside the C Spire store on North Gloucester. This happened last Tuesday morning around 4 o'clock. You can see the suspect there using a large rock to break the window on the door and then beginning to run around the store pulling devices from the displays. Police responded after the store alarm was activated. They report multiple devices appeared to be missing from the store displays. If you have any information on this crime, or if you think you may know the person in the video, call Crime Stoppers of Northeast Mississippi at the number you see there on your screen. And it is time now for a first look at our forecast on this Monday. We'll turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Hey, Keith.
Andrea, we don't really have any pressing weather issues right now. That's certainly good news. We have some high overcast, a live view in downtown Columbus. Temperatures in the upper 50s. Across our region right now. As we get farther into the overnight hours, we're looking into the 50s and then 40s, lows tonight down into the 30s. later on. So there could be a little bit of patchy frost out there. Mostly sunny, a pretty nice day for a Tuesday. Lots of sunshine, back up to around 60 or 61. More sun tomorrow. There may be a few showers late Wednesday, but then more sun for the end of the work week and for the start of the weekend. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
Well, countywide elections are still a few months away, but campaigns are already kicking into high gear. Hundreds of candidates are running for everything from circuit clerk to coroner.
And there's already one clear-cut winner. Our Jory Talley joins us in the studio with more. Jory.
All of those campaigns have one thing in common, the need to get the word out, and printing companies are already cranking up the presses to feed that need. Almond Printing Company in Aberdeen started printing campaign materials about 3 weeks ago. On average, the store says candidates running for county positions will spend anywhere from $10 grand up to $30,000 to get their names printed on items and out to the public.
From this to this. This is how campaign signs come to life. And candidates start putting their sign orders in months before voters even start thinking about hitting the polls in August.
From starting at 100 up to 500 to 700.
I'm getting ready to get them out with the warmer weather. Of course, mine will be over August the 6th, so I don't have to go all the way to November, so that's a little different. I know people that are running in November that may not put their stuff out until June or July, I'm hearing. So it just depends on where you're at on the ballot, too.
But people running for county offices don't just buy yard signs. You name it, and this shop can print it. They bring ideas and print them to reality.
We do push cards, door hangers, magnetic signs. We do yard signs, 4x4 signs, 4x8 signs, hand fans, bumper stickers, notepads, pens, banners, cards.
Alan Gurley is serving his 7th term as Monroe County's coroner. He's seen major changes in campaign materials in the 27 years he's been in office.
Used to, there were little metal signs and some, or the wood signs that some artists had to paint for you. Before John and people like him got into doing the printing, and these are awesome. I've got signs now that were made here years and years ago that I'm still using.
Over the past 37 years, Terry Smith has probably been a part of more campaigns than anyone else in Monroe County, but he's never run for office. In that almost 4 decades at Almond Printing Company, he has created thousands of items for hundreds of candidates.
We are here for everybody, and we do the best that we can do, and we'll do whatever we can do for you. And we do deliver. We do bring them to you, so you don't just have to come to us. We'll see that you get them.
And once candidates get them, the goal is to make sure they stay put until the votes are cast.
Of course, the big thing you have is people taking your signs, or a year down the road you might go by and somebody's having a yard sale and they're using the back of your sign, got yard sale, and go, well, there's one of my signs I didn't get back. So a lot of people save my signs. I'll have people call and say, hey, I still got your sign from 4 years ago. So, you know, they last a long time.
Almond Printing Company has been in business since 1957. Back in the 80s, they printed campaign material for Mississippi's longest-serving Congressman, Jamie Whitten.
The best-selling car in the world gets a makeover, and we have a look at the big reveal.
And the latest from Blue Springs when we come back.
Watching WCBI News at 6 with Andrea Self and Joey Barnes.
Welcome back. The 12th generation Toyota Corolla rolls off the assembly line at the Blue Spring plant today. This is the first time the plant has had a model change since production began in 2011. It's taken about a month to get production lines upgraded and team members trained to assemble the 2020 Corolla. Those team members see it as an honor to manufacture the world's best-selling vehicle and be a part of the Toyota team.
It means a lot. This car has really changed over the years, and this new model I think is really going to take off. I think it's going to be a big seller for us.
Toyota is one of the best experiences that I've came across. I was in college. I was at Mississippi State. Got the phone call. And I was excited, good pay, young age, good benefits, making good money, and I love it. I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
The Blue Springs plant added about 400 team members. They make about 400 cars each shift there.
Toyota Motor Manufacturing Mississippi is also expected to feel a positive impact from a joint venture between Toyota and Mazda in Huntsville, Alabama. Recently, Toyota and Mazda announced plans to build a plant there. Work on the project is underway in Limestone County, Alabama. The joint venture will employ up to 4,000 workers. Chris Reynolds of Toyota North America says there will be many opportunities, that is, for Toyota Mississippi because of the Huntsville project.
What it does do is it actually solidifies the position of Mississippi because there's a lot of common parts, a lot of common suppliers, a lot of common intellectual property around the similar vehicles that will be built.
Mazda Toyota Manufacturing USA will start producing vehicles in Huntsville in 2021. The new plant will make the Toyota Corolla and a new model for Mazda.
And look at this, y'all. Without a doubt, the 12th generation Corolla and team members who build the cars were the stars of the ceremony today. But some edible art, a Corolla cake made to look like the real deal, complete with working lights, got a share of the spotlight today also. The cake rolled out of Sweet Tea's Bakery in Oxford. The bakery was featured on the Food Network TV show Cake Wars. The co-owner there, Jeff Taylor, says he was honored to provide the centerpiece for Toyota's latest milestone.
It's a big opportunity for us. You know, we've got to do a lot of big cakes. Like I say, we've done a lot of cool events, but this is probably by far the coolest one we've been at. And definitely the biggest cake size-wise that I've ever made. So it was definitely a challenge.
Somehow the cake monster, that would be me, did not get this assignment today. The scrumptious sedan took over 50 hours to make, and it weighed about 200 pounds, but you won't gain 1 pound eating it, I promise.
No calories in cakes that big, that's what they say, right? Weather-wise, we're doing okay. That's our Off Insurance Camera Network. Some high clouds right now. Pretty nice week ahead. Details are next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Look at all these great kindergartners from Annunciation Catholic in Columbus. Meteorologist Jacob Dickey went out there today talking about all things weather, snow, tornadoes, what have you. A lot of enthusiasm here on a quiet Monday. And we just love going out to schools. Go to our website and fill out a form. We'll try to get out to your class as soon as we can schedule it. So we'd love to see you. Spring is almost here. Hard to believe, just 2 more days. 2 more days from right now, actually. Spring will officially be here. But we can still get chilly at night even after spring begins. We've had freezes around here through April, even in the early May. So the fact that we are advertising a possible freeze in some spots tonight, like here in West Alabama, not out of the realm of possibilities here for this time of year, but that freeze alert was just for Alabama. Let's just say all of our coverage area may see a little bit of patchy frost later tonight. Temperatures are in the 50s here, 60s down towards south. We have some quiet conditions out there. A live view in Vernon at Durham's Pharmacy. Some high overcast. Those thin clouds will gradually go away. We are actually missing that disturbance right there, but we will see another one later this week. Notice how there's a little bit of rain and snow up there in North Dakota as we go into the atmosphere and check out this disturbance. It will come on down, and that will give us a chance for a few showers here Wednesday evening, Wednesday night. Not a lot of moisture in the grand scheme of things, so just a 20% chance of rain late Wednesday and Wednesday night. Pretty nice through Saturday after that, and another opportunity for some rain and storms perhaps by Sunday and Monday. Your forecast for your Monday night, mostly clear. Areas of frost certainly possible as we get down into the low to mid 30s around here. If you live in one of those low-lying sheltered spots, yes, you know where you live. Cover up some of your tender plants just to be on the safe side. After that chilly start tomorrow, we are back into the 50s for your lunch hour. Low 60s in many spots for our Tuesday afternoon. And across a good chunk of the region, lots of sunshine. 50s northeast, more in the way of middle 60s down towards southwest tomorrow. High pressure is really going to win out here as we go throughout the next couple of days. A southerly flow develops on Wednesday, a little bit warmer for us. And there's that weak disturbance as we get into late Wednesday. Again, a chance for a few showers around here. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. And aside from that, we're looking pretty good Thursday, Friday, Saturday, mostly sunny conditions. Low 70s possible by the weekend. Another chance for rain by Sunday.
Hail State Hoops finally knows where they'll be in March. Find out the Bulldogs' road back to the Final Four next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
The most wonderful time of year is here. Time to go dancing. It was Hail State Hoops' turn to find out where they'll be this month. Even a leaked bracket can't stop the excitement. For the second straight year, Hail State Hoops is a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Mississippi State being the top seed in the Portland Regional and will host the first 2 rounds here in Starkville. If the Bulldogs are to advance to the Sweet 16, they'll travel 2,426 miles to Portland, and if no upsets happen, could be faced with a rematch road game against Oregon. The Bulldogs join Louisville, Notre Dame, and Baylor as 1 seeds in the tournament. Taking a look at the schedule for Friday in Starkville to kick off the women's NCAA tournament, 8 seed South Dakota taking on 9 seed Clemson at 6 p.m. 30 minutes after that one, Mississippi State taking on the SWAC champion Southern University Jaguars. The Jags defeating Jackson State to win the conference tournament and punching its ticket to the NCAA tournament to face Mississippi State. That game tipping off 30 minutes after game 1, approximately around 8:30 p.m. Friday night. So taking a look at the Bulldogs' road back to the Final Four. Some interesting little notes here. Clemson in the dance for the first time in almost 20 years. That is in Mississippi State's region in Starkville. Also, Texas being the only team, Mississippi State, well, along with Oregon, the only other team to join the Bulldogs as a team that already played this season. Mississippi State defeating them 67-49 back in December. Again, barring no upsets, we could see a rematch between Mississippi State and Oregon as the 1 and 2 seeds in the Portland Regional. It would be a de facto game from Oregon as the stadium would be 2 hours away from Oregon's campus. In the midst of March Madness, SEC season is underway in college baseball. Big conference series opening wins for Mississippi State and Ole Miss, both showing some movement in the latest polls. For the Bulldogs, series win over Florida. They won 2 out of 3 against the 7th-ranked Gators, and the Bulldogs are red hot. 18-2 to start the year, 2-1 start to SEC play. Bulldogs up to #4 in the USA Today poll. They're staying in the top 5, and then D1 Baseball has them up to #2. D1 Baseball had them at #6 last year. In terms of RPI, the Bulldogs at 39, but skyrocketing over the past week, especially thanks to that series win over Florida. They were 84th in RPI just last week. Then taking a look at the Ole Miss Rebels, falling a little bit due to the midweek hiccups against Louisville, but rattling back to taking 2 out of 3 against Alabama this weekend. Rebels fall to #20 in the USA Today poll. D1 Baseball has the Rebels at #18, but Ole Miss 14-6 on the season, still staying pat in the top 30 in terms of RPI standings. 28th, they were 31st last week. Coming up at 10 right here on WCBI Sports, the reaction from Starkville as Mississippi State finds out that they're a #1 seed for the second straight year. We'll have more from head coach Vic Schaefer and the Bulldogs coming up at 10. Make sure you tune in then. That's it for sports. We'll have the last of your forecast coming up right after the break.
Mother Nature still throwing us a bone here after that really active last 30 days. This weekend, great. The next few days, pretty nice. Maybe a few showers late Wednesday. Most of that will come after sunset. So we really won't have to worry about too many issues until maybe Sunday or Monday. But overall, enjoy it.
Yeah, she owes us a bone, I think.
Has a lot of stuff happening around here in this part of the world, so we'll take this.
Yeah, we had an active last part of February and start to this month for sure.
Yeah, not too bad here.
And spring only a few days away.
Yeah.
Less than 2 days from right now, spring officially.
There you go. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a good night.